Now on CoastTV News.
Banned from the boardwalk. More arrests after this party.
Key voter deadline. What Delaware voters need to do by next week.
Helping animals. A new bill strengthens requirements for vets.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
More arrests after chaos on the Rehoboth Beach boardwalk. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. Our top story tonight, 3 out of 4 of the promoters of a Rehoboth Beach takeover event turning themselves in. On your screen now are the Delaware State University students who turned themselves in after the Rehoboth Beach takeover. All 3 were issued no contact orders with the city of Rehoboth Beach. That means they're no longer allowed in the city.
But Eric Barnett is still wanted for planning that unauthorized party on Tuesday night. The party resulting in several public drinking and smoking arrests, according to Rehoboth police. CoastTV News reporter Brandon Ferguson live there in Rehoboth Beach. Brandon, all 4 were charged with intent to commit or facilitate a riot.
Maddie, during Tuesday's takeover event, this entire area here right up close to the boardwalk and even on the boardwalk was filled with state and local police. Rehoboth Beach Police Department says Eric Barnett is the last out of the 4 total promoters that has not turned himself in. Warrants were issued yesterday for all 4 for intent to commit or facilitate a riot and second-degree conspiracy. Now, the 3 promoters that did turn themselves in were later released today, and one viewer that was actually here on the boardwalk Tuesday night described it as a dangerous flash mob with lots of fights and public smoking and drinking. Rehoboth Beach police say businesses near the boardwalk actually closed early as a result of the takeover, and this was also the 5th beach party in just the last 2 months.
There has to be accountability always. If there's rules, you hold people to account for those rules, and if they overstep, then they face the punishment, whatever that is. And hopefully that deters things from future events.
All 4 promoters are currently students at Delaware State University, and it has since been deleted. But earlier today, one promoter that did turn himself in actually posted on his Instagram story at Troop7 when he turned himself in. And in total, Tuesday's night response here drew 6 local police departments and Delaware State Police. Live in Rehoboth Beach, Brandon Ferguson, CoastTV News.
And there's possibly another takeover coming as another flyer is going around social media. You see it here on your screen. Rehoboth police say they're aware and they will monitor the weeks leading up to this possible takeover. The flyer says Saturday, June 13th at noon is when that specific takeover in Rehoboth would happen.
This brings us to our CoastTV poll. We want to know what concerns you most about these boardwalk takeover events.
Let's take a look at the results so far. You can see 70% say public safety, 22% say crowd behavior, 5% say business losses, 3% say police response.
And here's a comment from Nancy in Lewis. She says, it's very important that everybody feels safe, especially in a town that has a lot of tourists. Now, if you haven't voted yet, you can still do that at coasttv.com or use our CoastTV mobile app. We're going to show you updates on that tonight at 11. And it is not just in Rehoboth Beach. In Dewey, the town preparing for an influx of visitors, especially teens. CoastTV News reporter Elisa Weber shows us that those in Dewey Beach say every year after Memorial Day weekend, the town faces a problem with June bugs.
School is getting out and the summer season is right around the corner. Coastal communities like Dewey Beach are a popular destination for teens.
So every year in the first week or 2 of June, we have a lot of seniors come down for senior week. We call them June bugs.
Ahead of the holiday weekend, Dewey is reminding everyone that there is a curfew in place for those 17 and under from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. Unaccompanied minors are not permitted on the beach or in public spaces during this time, but there are exceptions.
If they're coming or going from work, like I said, if they're running an errand for a parent, if they're doing something that's legitimate, that's not just hanging out in the town of Dewey Beach, there's no issues. The problem is we get 200 or 300 kids in some of these parking lots with nothing to do, and then trouble ends up breaking out.
That's why Dewey Beach says the focus is on education first and enforcement second, encouraging everyone to make safe and responsible choices this Memorial Day weekend. For Coast TV News, I'm Elisa Weber.
Also in Dewey Beach, police are expecting more jaywalking problems this weekend. Police say the extra signs and the median fence installed in town have helped, but Dewey says it's still having problems with people jaywalking, especially on busy weekends. And anyone caught jaywalking can expect a $111 fine. That's between the base citation and some additional fees.
Crosswalks are there for a reason. We do urge people that are using these crosswalks to be mindful, though, that there may be vehicles out there that do not see them. So you have to use good common sense and be well guarded when you're crossing the intersections.
Police say they will have extra officers out enforcing the rules in Dewey Beach this weekend, even neighboring departments providing officers as well to handle the extra people. Let's go ahead and take a live look outside into Lewis. Not the best start weather-wise for Memorial Day weekend. Our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams joins us with a look. And Paul, it's not necessarily going to get better.
Well, it's kind of like, where do we pick and choose where it's going to be the best time to do the outside stuff? Well, I'm going to say Sunday right off, and I'll explain that in more detail a little later. But right now, we're at least dry, a little bit on the breezy side with 18-mile-per-hour winds in Rehoboth. We're at 59 degrees. It's a bit of a cool breeze. Now, we are expecting a sprinkle or two to come feathering our way by 9 to 10 o'clock for this evening. Enough to measure a half an inch? I'm not betting on that necessarily. But we are cooler. We are 27 to 31 degrees cooler now than we were just 24 hours ago. So that summer fling of temperatures, that's out of here. We're back to almost a fall feel in the air at this point. It's 61 in Lewis right now, 59 in Rehoboth, Indian River Inlet, Bethany Beach, 63 right now in Millsboro. Coming up, we'll talk about the rain that's to our north that'll eventually feather its way down to our doorstep.
Thank you, Paul. Delaware is launching a federal misconduct reporting form to support immigrant communities. The form lets people report concerning interactions with federal immigration officials or other federal authorities. The form is available online in English and Spanish with plans for additional languages. The state emphasizing privacy and confidentiality are priorities. You can get that form on Delaware's Office of New Americans website. A key deadline is coming up in Delaware. Voters must be registered as Democrats or Republicans to vote in their party's primary election. Remember, Delaware is a closed primary, so non-affiliated voters can vote. The deadline to change your party is May 29th. You can do that online, by mail, or in person at the county election office. Here it's in Georgetown. Now, the primary itself is not until September 15th, but there are a number of bills that could change components of primaries, including party affiliation. We have that article up on our website, CoastTV.com. The Megawatts for Maryland Clean Energy Program has released a request for information for stakeholder input. The new program will speed up the deployment of large-scale renewable energy and energy storage projects to cut long-term costs for Marylanders. Final program and instructions that will be in upcoming funding opportunity announcements. That's all going to come out, and it's going to be issued fall of this year.
A new bill in Delaware could force veterinarians to report suspected animal abuse or neglect. Supporters say that vets are often the first to notice when something is wrong, and this bill could give them more training and legal protection to speak up. Coast TV News reporter Nicole Richter is live in Rehoboth Beach. Nicole, a lot of people thought vets were already required to do this.
Charlie, I'm here outside Humane Animal Partners in Rehoboth Beach. Now, right now, under current Delaware law, anyone can voluntarily report any kind of animal cruelty. Now, under this new bill, vets will be required to report any animal abuse or neglect. They will also be required to complete training every 2 years on recognizing warning signs, and before renewing or receiving their license, they would need to certify that they completed the required training.
It's heartbreaking. We're in the business of trying to help as many animals as we can, and it's for the animals that are relying on us. They're dependent upon humans to help keep them safe, healthy, and loved. And it's tough to know that there are cases out there that we may never know about.
McKinley says that she encourages anyone, if they do suspect of any kind of animal cruelty, even if it's not the case in the end, to still report it and make that phone call. Now, if the bill is passed, it would only apply to renewed or issued vet licenses after December 31st. The bill has now been assigned to the House Sunset Committee. Reporting live in Rehoboth Beach, Nicole Richter, Coast TV News.
And we're just getting started this evening.
The Point at Cape Henlopen, a new program there to help more endangered species.
We are tracking some rain that's pushing its way through our part of the region, but as far as our immediate area is concerned, we'll be more concerned about rip currents.
But first, one pledge, one boardwalk, and a tradition that's growing. That story when we're back in just 60 seconds.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
A group in Bethany Beach comes together every Wednesday morning for a tradition that is rooted in patriotism and community. In this week's Coastal Connections, Elisa Weber shows us how people of all ages gather to recite the Pledge of Allegiance, something that's now been going on for 5 years.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
Every Wednesday at 8:30 a.m., a group gathers on the Bethany Beach Boardwalk to recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
With liberty and justice for all.
We've had people come here just off hip surgery. One guy came just having a valve replaced in his heart. It's just one of those things that's got to be important in our lives.
This May marked 5 years since the group first started meeting. Organizers Bill Murphy and Bob Lawless say the weather has never stopped them from showing up.
We've had drizzle happen. We've had snow flurries happen.
Umbrellas once in a while.
But never been stopped because of weather in 5 years.
For attendees like retired Rear Admiral Marianne B. Drew, the gathering is also a chance to connect with others who served.
Every time is its own story because people come up and they talk about where they've served and what they've done.
Well, we really ought to do something about just celebrating the fact that we, the people, are the reason for this country.
In addition to bringing together locals, the group also draws visitors spending time at the beach.
We have visitors who've been down here for their summer vacation who recognize it and come back a couple of years in a row.
Murphy and Lawless say they have no plans to stop anytime soon. So if you're in Bethany Beach on a Wednesday morning at 8:30, they invite you to join. For Coastal Connections, I'm Elisa Weber.
We have been in desperate need of rain, and rain's happening in the state, but just not our, part of the state. Go figure. But eventually we're going to get in on the party here over the weekend. So some rain's coming our way, and it's going to arrive, of course, during your holiday weekend. Sorry about that, but we got to talk about the delivery system on that one. So it's 61 in Ocean City. We'll drop into 58, and by 10 o'clock, we could get a couple of sprinkles around the area. Now, we are dealing with a small craft advisory, but more pressing would be the rip current statement that's now activated for Friday morning, afternoon, and evening. If you're out and about, you're going to be out off in the water, just keep that in mind. That means the waves, the currents can pull you deeper into the ocean than you expect or anticipate. Rehoboth Beach, North Shores, goes from all the way down towards Fenwick Island and along Highway 1. Just along this Sussex County coast, along with the small craft advisory that's going to stay in effect until Saturday. The cold front's already pushed through, and so we wanted to get a little rain in here, but it just didn't happen. Today we stay bone dry as well. Even as we take a look at our forecasting models, the models indicating we may see a cell try to push through here Thursday going to Friday. We'll have to wait and see because right now, the pattern right now is showing us sprinkles at best. Today's high, 74 degrees in Georgetown, 72 in Easton and in Salisbury. 74 is about 2 degrees shy of our normal high of 76. But we're no longer in this 90-degree range, so our fling with the summer temperatures, well, now that is a thing of the past. 62 in Long Neck as well as Millsboro and in Gumboro, and we anticipate some sprinkles to push through. We have a strong push coming in off of the ocean, so the moisture content in the atmosphere is going to be enhanced, so it's going to feel thicker when you walk out the door, so to speak, and drizzly and Monday-ish, okay? So that's how it's going to feel Saturday. So Saturday, we're looking for that rain, and Saturday is a day we're calling for a yellow alert day, by the way. And then we'll clear out on Sunday, just in time for you to get ready for your Monday festivities. By the way, Monday, keep the umbrella handy on Monday. That's just between me and you, okay? But Saturday, hey, scattered showers. Sunday, not so bad with Fenwick Island. Saturday, widespread rain, Lewis as well as Rehoboth. Sunday, in Lewis and Rehoboth specifically, it's going to keep raining. Sunday going into Monday. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. We are calling for a yellow alert day on Saturday because the early models are indicating we could get up to an inch of rain. Well, I'm reading the models, but I'm sort of like you guys. I'll believe it when I see it. On Sunday, we'll see cloudy skies persistent, and then another round of rain likely for us on Memorial Day and the Tuesday following the holiday.
Thank you, Paul. DenRec has installed fenced nesting areas in Cape Henlopen State Park. This is for the least turn species. DenRec built fences at the point to shield the small beach nesting birds from foxes, from coyotes, and bad weather to hopefully increase survival rates.
We have much more on this program right now on our website. Just go to CoastTV.com.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studio.
Good evening, sports fans. A former standout coach is making his way back to the peninsula, this time in Centerville, Maryland. Former Queen Anne's County alum Brian Sofanowski is taking the reins as the new head coach of the Lions football team. Sofanowski spent 16 seasons as the head coach and assistant of Ken Island in 2 separate stints. During his tenure, he won the Bayside Conference title 6 times, made the postseason in 7 consecutive seasons, won the 2A Regional Championship 3 times in 4 seasons, and was a state final runner-up in 2022. He was named the Bayside Coach of the Year 3 times and was recently inducted into the Ken Island Athletics Hall of Fame. As for Queen Anne's, the Lions are coming off one of their best seasons under former head coach Brian Mooney, where they won the regional title. And the MPSSAA state finals are set for baseball this Saturday. Ken Island will take on Hereford at 12:30 p.m. in Class 2A, while Stephen Decatur plays Sherwood at 4 p.m. in Class 3A. As for softball, the Mardella Warriors look to go back-to-back as state champions, but first they have to take care of Boonesboro this Saturday at 2 p.m. That'll for sports. Have a great night, everybody.
In this week's Feel Good Friday newsletter, we'll have a list of the Memorial Day ceremonies you can take part in to pay tribute to our fallen heroes. And in this week's Behind the Scenes feature, I'll have a travel blog of sorts, including my #1 tip for travel. Plus, we have another news quiz so you can win Coast TV sunglasses and all your weekend plans and our cool things to do. But you do have to subscribe. Scan that QR code right there or go to CoastTV.com/signup.
We have Coast TV sunglasses?
Yeah, you want some?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Don't need them today, though. It's kind of cloudy, so there you go. Lewis, 62 degrees. You can wait till next week. That's when we'll see the sunshine. We'll look for a couple of sprinkles here. Here's a look at just how cloudy and convoluted we're going to kind of stay for the most part. Now, we do have the rip current statement that's active for Lewis, Rehoboth Beach down towards Bottoms, all the way down towards South Bethany. But we also have, in addition to that, the small craft advisory that's active for us right now. Roger West of Harbison, congratulations, you're our umbrella winner, courtesy of Paul Davis, property restoration experts. Keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line. Your forecast is just a call away, sponsored by the law office of Brockstead, Mandalis, and Federico. And here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast, calling for a yellow alert evening for Saturday night going into Sunday because it's going to be very breezy, and we're supposed to get, according to the models, about an inch of rain at least. So we're going to wait and see, but we're going to play it by ear, but definitely want you to be mindful of it Saturday night going into Sunday morning.
Thank you, Paul, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6.
Paul, you can get sunglasses when there's reason to wear shades again. For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The NBC Nightly News is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.